everyone. Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how I was able and have been able to overcome and withstand what I call manipulation manifestation. For anyone who does not know me, doesn't know who I am, I share stories, my story to empower women, and I'm an advocate. I do independent work for advocacy, to help people, and most definitely to put the spotlight on our very corrupt, broken criminal justice system, in favor of the Aryan race opposed to my race. I'm a mixed race, so technically when it comes to how the Constitution is written, one drop rule, well, I have more than one drop of Afrocentricity in my blood. So therefore, my birth certificate always said white. That's how my mother put it. But no, I am biracial. So I don't know how the percentage goes. So anyhow, I consider myself biracial. I consider myself black, even though I'm not of African American, but I'm of a black origin from my father's side, Afro-Cuban, and even way back before then, because my DNA goes back to Africa, Bali, to Bantu Islands, yeah. But anyway, the manipulation manifestation is what I'm going to speak upon. Now, a lot of women get ourselves into situations with men that we feel we love them, we fall in love with them, and they love us back, or they act like they love us back, and then shit pops off, and well, turns out to be a not healthy relationship. So, and then what happens with a lot of women, and I speak on my behalf, was that, I became comfortable, and I tolerated stuff that I should not have. I really should not have. So my message is this: when you're in a relationship and your spouse, boyfriend, baby daddy, baby's daddy, fiance is dishonest with you and lying to you, they don't care about you. They don't care. Their end goal is to just have someone be available for them. And unfortunately, women, we become that someone there for them. So if you feel in your gut that something's going on, it's going on. Your gut doesn't lie. Your gut, your spidey, tingly feelings, they don't lie. And we live in a world where, infidelity is just, you could just be on your phone. You don't even have to go to a club anywhere. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of dishonesty. And what happened in my situation was that I stepped into what I called, I stepped into a web that stretched from where my husband came from to here, because it was all lies. And I knew he was doing stuff. I knew that he was shady. I knew because I was dealing with so much with what was going on here in my life. My son is he's an addict. Okay, he's an addict, and he's in recovery now. Supposedly, he hasn't seen me, so I'm thinking maybe no, he's relapsed, because he doesn't. There's 3 people you cannot bullshit: yourself, your mama, and your wife. All right, or your spouse too. So make it 4. But those are the 3 key people. You're not going to bullshit yourself. You're not going to bullshit your mama, and you're not going to bullshit your significant other. People think they do, but you don't. So getting back to that, with all the stuff, you know, that happened after my husband died, well, even before he passed, I mean, there was just so much that went on here that was, yeah, I'm just thankful that I'm so strong. Oh my God, that I have such a protective shield around me to keep me strong, to keep me going, to let me know that no, you're not going crazy. This mofo was doing what this mofo was doing, and they're trying to scam you, they're trying to BS you, but no, it's not happening because you know what's going on. All right. So with that being said, you know, abuse comes in all forms. Abuse comes in emotional, abuse comes in physical, there's financial abuse, there's a lot of stuff. So, you know, you have to just try to cope as best as you can. See, what happened here in my life was that, like I said, I knew my husband wasn't legit. I knew he wasn't being honest. I knew that. But, you know, because I had so much other stuff going on, I was just trying to coast and just hold on because, well, that's what I was trying to do. So now after he passed, turns out that his she was the baby mama, his son's girlfriend, she spilled the beans, which I knew. Anyway, then while I was basically like in such a state that like I was functioning, but it's what I call as suspended animation. Because when you experience traumas, you know, you don't really, I could say for myself, I was just like, it's like I was floating and I was floating, just doing what I had to do. All right. So now, come to find out that my husband, rest in peace, Perry, I'm going to refer to him as Perry from now on because no, he was dishonest and no, he should have been kicked to the curb a long time ago. Perry told his family that we divorced. What had happened was, as I said, my son with his addiction issue, crystal meth, the worst drug you could possibly imagine. My son relapsed right after he died. So, when I tell you I had a shit show that was like, well, it was like the biggest septic tank that you'd want to come across at that point in time. Now, that went on right after he died, my son relapsing, and then I find out from his Perry's son, Perry Jr., that the kid says in the text, "Oh, I thought you were divorced. I thought you guys divorced." I got all the text. I got everything. And I go. Then the light started to get a little bright. It started to get bright because it was dim. It was dim because of everything that was going on. At the service, at the repast dinner for my husband, for Perry, his mother, Perry's mother, said to me in the bathroom, "You'll always be my daughter-in-law." And I was like, okay. I'm just trying to process everything that's going on because Perry's first wife walked into my house and made a stink face. My son caught her. My son said, like he told me after, "Oh, what do you want? I mean, these people, who are these people? Look at them. What do you know, they want to act like that? You know what? Yeah, let them." Well, he told his family that we were divorced. What happened was when all this crazy was going on with my son, I wanted to do an intervention. This was back in 2015. I wanted to do an intervention. And Perry said to me that he didn't want to get involved. What I wanted to do was nice, right? Real sweet, real gem, right? real gem of a person to tell that to your spouse. I wanted to do an intervention. My son was living in Mount Vernon, New York at the time, and I wanted to go down to his apartment with the Westchester Mental Health, the crisis intervention, because I was looking up these places online, and the Mount Vernon PD to do a welfare check. My husband said, no, I don't want to get involved. He said, oh, yeah, Perry said he didn't want to get involved. Perry said that, oh, your son will file a police report on me. And I looked at him and I was like, a police report? And even if he did, it would be insignificant because we're there to help him. We're not going there to beat him up. Yeah. Real charmer. So anyway, that's what was going on. So at that point, there was that, and he played the game. He played the charade, like, just to play the role because it looked good for him to be married. We were sitting in the back room there and watching TV. He's got his tablet. He went downstairs. He used to sleep downstairs because he'd get up super early, and when things went bump in the night, which was rare because the man never wanted to have intimacy. He was like, yeah, I don't know. I know men that have girlfriends that have their side chick that they're having relations with, and they're still having, you know what I mean? So yeah, there was stuff going on with him. But anyway, he went downstairs, and something told me, pick up the tablet. I pick up the tablet. I open it up. I open up the tablet. And then what do I see? I see young, hot Asian kitties. Young, hot Asian kitties. Oh boy, I was like, you know what? I broke the tablet. I wanted him out. I was like, you gotta get the... I'm not a pushover. I'm very sensitive. But I'm definitely not a pushover. So... he was just full of shit, basically. He was full of shit. He was leading a double life. A lot of sneaky shit with them. A lot of sneaky stuff. And he thought I was a bitch ass. He thought I was like somebody that he was going to keep, being a chump with, and I was going to take it, And I was like, no. I wanted him out. He wouldn't leave. He went so far as to go, and when I filed for the divorce, he had his lawyer. I had to sit for deposition. Because what Perry thought he was going to do after spending all this time, consuming all these years in my life, he thought he was going to waltz on out and give me $100 a month. I was like, you're going to give me $100 a month? Yeah. I said, if it wasn't for me, you sorry sack of poke, you wouldn't even be alive. Because this man's life was so reckless. Just the way he lived. And then once he got the reality check that, yeah, you know what, you can't do that. That's your wife. You're gonna have to come up with something better than that. Anyway, I go for this deposition, right? And yeah, it went in my favor. So because he thought he was cute. So my message is, like I say, I share my story because I want to let women know. Do not waste your time. Do not waste your time. What's this? Okay, this is coming up here. And so getting back to, fast forward now, after Perry dies, I was in such a state of distress that I was, just like I said, I was in suspended animation. I released property to his son, which I didn't have to do. Well, they came over they thought it was like a fire. It was like a fire sale, And yeah, so that's all going to be recouped. And if they attempt to continue with their cuteness, the courts are going to show them how beautiful reality really is. And then everything comes back to me. Everything that I dispersed to them, because I didn't have to. And I went ahead, dispersed money to this kid after all the shit that went on here in this marriage. So, but and then, then the kid, Perry Jr., had this ridiculous Hillbilly Highway RV. He was supposed to continue making payments. He decides to not make payments because he had to go and he had to enhance his girlfriend's her anatomy, and then he had to go and he had to buy a big diamond for her, and then he had to go and buy her a Cadillac. All right, so not only did the father pull a SB move, the son did an SB move. But now their SB moves are going to be reimbursed and come back to me. So I put this message out here. If your gut something doesn't feel right, it's not right. It's not right. And if you're in a situation like what I was in, see, I didn't want to have the sheriff here back in my house because I did that one time with him. And, because of the nature of the relationship, I didn't want to have the police here again. Plus, of all the times I had the darling cops here because of, the broken mental health system. Yeah, all this is part of a big story. It's really part of a big story. The stuff with Perry and the craziness with those miscreants, what I call, that'll all be resolved. Ugly people do ugly things. Ugly people lie to people. Ugly people manipulate people, and then they tell you, "Oh, I'm not manipulating you. I didn't want nothing from you." Right. You didn't want nothing from me. Right. So yeah, yeah, my story is yeah. Other women can relate to my story too. So, I am so thankful to Allah. Bismillah, Bismillah. Oh my God, you have no idea that how I've been able not only survive but thrive. Now, and what happens is when people that aren't right to you, they get theirs. And for the harm that was done to me, the intended harm that was done to me, well, it now will reverb back to them. And that's just how it goes. See, for spiritual people, I'm very spiritual. I can honestly say this. Anyone that has done anything to me to be intentionally negative, they've never had any success. They just never have. And it's just the cosmic energy field around me of my guardians and my ancestral spirits that walk with me, that weren't able to meet me and greet me in my life's journey. They're here with me. So for women, if you're in an abusive relationship, if you're with someone who has mistreated you emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, make a plan. Get your documents together. Get your children's documents together. Make sure you're stashing money away. Always try to keep cash on hand. Keep a set of keys somewhere else, like at a friend's house, your sister's house. If you go to a church, you go to a synagogue. If you go to a masjid, Because abuse is not limited to one race of a man. All right, abuse comes from all races of men. All right, and we're queens. We're queens. Unfortunately, we meet jokers, and when we meet the jokers, and when we're bonded with them, whether it be through marriage or through children, just be 10 steps ahead of them. Be 10 steps ahead of them, And I want to start like a legislation for the Widower Protection Act, that after you become a widow or a widower, you do not disperse of anything to anyone. You wait 1 full year. That's right. I'm going to write the Widower Protection Act. And I'm going to start it in New York State, and I want it to go nationwide. Yep. Anyway, I'll be back. If you like what I got to say, follow my channel. If you don't like what I got to say, keep it moving. And that's it. Till next time. Be honest. Don't lie to people. And you'll have a good life. Stay healthy. Don't abuse your body. Stay hydrated with water. If you have an affliction to an addiction, pray to your higher power. Get into the rooms. Go to 12 steps. Go get therapy. We're all stressed out, man. We're living in a world that's so stressful because of just how things are. So, on that note, everybody, I'll be back. If you like what I gotta say, follow. If you don't, too bad. Thanks for watching. Bye.